you guys a quick update. So I am currently editing getting some of my favorite movie clips of whether it be how the camera does action or certain looks at like a conversation over a fireplace, things like that are in Defender. And I'm putting a little compilation together for my DP, who's Gabriel. He's currently not local, so I'm sending him this, and then we're going to discuss it so he has a visual, figure out the camera moves and the look of everything that we're trying to do with Defenders. It's kind of like a pre-production previs, almost like a previs, but using previous films that I like. Films such as, let's see, we got Stargate, we got Mask of Zorro. You can tell I'm a 90s kid. We got recent films like Pilgrimage and The Promised Land. Promised Land is really cool. I don't want to spoil it, I'd show you, but it has some really cool visuals of homesteads that I like, for example. Without spoiling too much, you know, things like this. And then I have like Quiet Place. I would show you more, but I don't want to spoil the movies. I'm a big hater of spoilers for anything. And so, but I named the movies, and you can get an idea if you want to check out. The Promised Land is a cool look that I'm going for. As far as exterior and like homestead life. And then we have like A Quiet Place. There's a lot of cool conversations interior wise, which is kind of nice. I like how it works. I love the action in Mask of Zorro, Stargate, and The Count of Monte Cristo. And let me tell you why. It's because it seems like a lot of action scenes nowadays compensate for bad performances by, you know, the quick cuts. You know, kind of started with Born Identity back in the day, and then like Taken 2 and 3, I think, are notorious for it as well. Very quick edits, very quick whip pans and all that, in order to hide the performance of the actors that maybe not look so real. But if you looked in the earlier films in the early 90s, or even early 2000s, like Count of Monte Cristo, the sword fights and the fighting is longer shots, wider shots, and it requires more rehearsal in order to pay off 1, 2, 3, 4, and then switch camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a swing, you know. Things like that, I think, play a lot better, and it's how I'm envisioning Defender as opposed to quick cuts and chaos camera. I like longer. So I'm a fan of Kung Fu films, like Jackie Chan movies back in the day, and it's one of the things Jackie Chan did, which is he keeps this camera almost still and wide so you can see the movement. You let the action tell the story and not hide it with the camera movements. And so that's what I'm attempting to go for. I know it's going to require a lot more rehearsal, but I think it would be definitely worth it, and it'll stand out in the short film genre, I believe, because, you know, a lot of them seem to not have time or money, which is understandable, to rehearse or to really have great performances, and so they hide it with edits and visual effects. We're going to have minimal visual effects and hopefully not bad editing. I'll be doing the editing. So I'm really looking forward to working with the actors and having them perform and rehearse really well so we can really show their hard work in telling this amazing story with wide shots. Anyway, so check out those movies like Count of Monte Cristo, Stargate, Mask of Zorro particularly. Now, Mask of Zorro had like the best of the best, top of the tier fight coordinator. I forget his name, but he's a legend. So I'm not going to be as good as Mask of Zorro, but it's inspiration to us to be able to how to shoot it and how to really sell amazing action in that way. So that's what I'm going for. So that's the update for the day. I got my baby here, working on this edit for my DP, and yeah.